Hi, my name is Cara, and I've been sober since February 11th, 2017. My drug of choice was heroin. Life was pretty great growing up. Grew up in a nice house. They always say the perfect family, mom and dad, older brother, white picket fence, except there was a hidden secret of my father being an alcoholic. He's a high-functioning alcoholic, so it was kind of acceptable in a way because of that. I never wanted for anything, needed anything, all the love you could imagine. Growing up in high school, I was a cheerleader, very popular, good grades, everything that you would think was perfect on the outside, but I had that piece missing. I wasn't sure what it was. I started partying as I thought any child my age would do early on in high school. It was never an issue at the time. Socially started doing drugs, and I say socially, which is kind of crazy when you say that, but it wasn't an issue. I could do it and then not do it. And eventually, I started hanging around the wrong kind of people. And one day I decided to try pills, and that was it. I knew it, the phenomenon was there. I feel normal now. I felt like the pills filled that void I had missing in my life. I never wanted to go to heroin because I was told, the heroin addicts, they're bad, this and that. And I thought, as long as I'm doing pills, it's okay, it's acceptable because a doctor prescribes them, that it's all right. I continued using pills for a couple years until I couldn't afford it anymore. And my family realized something was going on, so they cut me off. And a friend introduced me to heroin and said, it's a lot cheaper and you'll get a lot higher. And I remember trying it, and I was like, you're right, this is great. I can get higher for less money, and this is wonderful until, you're right back where you were with the pills, except now you're doing heroin. And that just continued. The first time I had withdrawals, I was living with my mother still, and I remember telling her, I think I have the flu. I had the cold sweats, I was vomiting, all of that fun stuff in bed. And my mom's trying to give me medication, and obviously it's not working because at the time, neither one of us knew it was withdrawal. And I remember calling my friend, and she told me that she had some pills. And I said, no, I don't feel well. I don't even want to come out and get high. And she said, you do realize you don't feel well because you're going through withdrawal. And I'm like, no, not me. There's no way, not me. I'm not an addict. The reality was, as soon as I did that pill, I was perfectly fine. I'm like, wow, this must help with the flu. In a lot of denial. I wasn't aware about the withdrawal symptoms at all. Completely ruined my relationship with my family. I come from a very large, close family on both sides. It got to the point at the end where my mom was finding me overdosed, had to do CPR on my lifeless body. I stole all of my grandfather's money, jewelry. My older brother would look in the obituary to see if I was passed away or not, because he didn't want to even talk to me. I was such an embarrassment to the family. My dad, I wasn't allowed at his house. I had a younger brother, and I wasn't allowed to see him any longer. I wasn't invited to any family events, and it was a direct result of my using. I was in treatment somewhere around 13 times. This last time around, unfortunately, but fortunately, I ended up getting raided by the police, and I went to jail. I was in jail for 1 month before I came to treatment, and the feds picked my case up, so I had to go back into jail for another 7 months. And from jail, thankfully, my mom helped get me into treatment here at Clearbrook, and I came in straight from jail, bed to bed. I believe that I went to so many treatment centers because I wasn't completely ready and I wasn't willing. You don't know me, I'm different than everyone else, and I'm gonna do it my way, and Cara's way never works. I would go to treatment, but I'm not doing anything afterwards. I'm not going to meetings, I'm not going to get a sponsor, I'm not gonna talk to other addicts and alcoholics because they're the people you're trying to get me away from. completely wanted to do it my way only. And if you told me anything, you don't know me. And I think that's why it failed so many times. You know, if I was willing to listen and take direction the first time around, who knows where I'd be now. I'm grateful that I am where I am now, and all of my experiences got me here. You know, I wouldn't be the person I am today if I didn't go through what I went through. But I would definitely tell people to be more open and willing. I was here twice. I'm a two-time alumni myself. First time, unfortunately, I jumped out of the detox window and ran down the mountain. It led me to 4 overdoses in 5 days. It took me a while to get back here. I love this place. You know, this is like a home to me. I came up to Clearbrook as a day patient. They used to have that back in the day for 8.5 months. I always say they couldn't get rid of me, so they hired me. I started in the kitchen, became a tech, and now I've been doing alumni for coming up on 2 years. So I can't tell you exactly what my aha moment was. I just remember halfway through treatment, sitting in a group, and it was a lecture, and something clicked for me, and I was like, you know what do I have to lose? Even if I put 1/3 that I've been putting into getting high my whole life, I can always go back to the streets. It's always gonna be there, but I might have a chance at a better life. And you know, thank God that clicked for me, because here I am now. I thought that treatment was gonna be like jail. Anything terrible you could think of, that's what I expected treatment to be like. I had no idea that there was places that were actually nice and that it was helpful and people were caring. You know, we're not used to that when we're out using. No one cares about you. It's what do you have to offer? So going to treatment, especially here, I was like, this is like a resort. I now am the Alumni Coordinator for both of our Pennsylvania facilities, so Clearbrook and Banyan Philadelphia. You know, I get to meet the clients and run groups with them while they're in treatment. And if you're one of my clients, you know that I always have candy, and I always try to get that connection. I try to build those relationships while they're here so that when they leave and I call them, you know, they feel comfortable talking to me, telling me whatever's going on, whether it's good or bad, that we have that relationship. I think it's the fact that I can stay connected with the clients after they leave treatment and really see the miracles start to happen in their lives, you know, whether it be getting a job, getting married, having children, reaching those milestones. It's just amazing to be part of that. Life today is beyond my wildest dreams. I have my own place, I have my own car, I have a job that I absolutely love. My family's back in my life. I just became a godmother the other weekend from a cousin that wanted nothing to do with me, and now I'm the godmother of her son. You know, it's really a blessing. Don't wait. You know, don't wait to get help. Get it now, and it's never too late. You know, it doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you get up.
If you or a loved one are struggling, please call Clearbrook today.